Okay, welcome to this tutorial. What we're going to learn is how to use a motion path and do animation. For the sake of this tutorial, we are not going to build a very good model. We're going to build something very simple. We're basically going to use a bunch of boxes. This is not a modeling tutorial. I have plenty of those. This isn't one of them. I'm just going to create a couple cubes here. If you're getting issues, put on the legacy viewport. It'll be a little bit easier to do. Okay. Control E to extrude. Okay. Control E one more time. Control E. And we're going to say that this is our car. And that'll do. Let's just give it a couple of wheels and let's make it a different color. So go to Assign New Material and let's make it a blend or Lambert. Okay, we'll go over to here. This is Lambert 2. Go to Color. We'll just make the car blue so we can see it. Alright, we'll make the ground. Let's make the ground green. Oh, wow, these colors are very ugly. Let's make it a little less green than that. Okay, that's good. Let's make 4 wheels. We're just going to use spheres for these. Actually, let's use pipes. All right. I'm going to go ahead and rotate them. You go to your channel box here, just go to -90 and scale it in, scale it down, scale it down a lot more. Okay. That'll work. Control D to duplicate. Select them both. Control D. Now, if you were wondering, let's make sure the wheels are kind of on the car. If you didn't like the radius, of this pipe, we could open this up in the channel box. The channel box is this one right here. And you can go to thickness, hold your middle, click your mouse wheel, and you could adjust the radius. I'm just going to keep it what it is. And we're going to go ahead and just put a texture on this. Assign the material. Let's do, let's see here. I don't know. Let's just do a Lambert. Color. Let's just do a checker. Okay, hit 6 on your keyboard. The reason why we're going to do this is we want to see the wheels rotate. So right click, say Assign Existing Material, Lambert 4. Right click, Assign Existing Material, Lambert 4. Right click, Assign Existing Material, Lambert 4. So now when the wheels rotate, you'll actually be able to see them rotating. So okay, this is our scene. We're going to set up the groups and get everything started. I'm going to put up a couple of poles here. We're going to set up markers. These will be our markers on what we want the car to do. Okay. So we'll put one here. Just put them right in the ground. That's fine. Control D. Let's make our ground a little bit longer. All right. Control D. Control D. All right, so what we'll do, let's go ahead and assign a new material. Blend. Let's make this guy red. Assign existing material. Blend. Okay, so what it's going to do, from here to here, it's going to accelerate and then slow down and stop. Accelerate through here, keep going, and then slow down and stop. So we're going to play around a little bit with the car. Now we're going to select everything here. And we're just going to bring it back to there. I'm going to just take the road and make it a little bit longer. All right. So now that our scene's set up, let's go ahead and name everything and group everything. There's something really important here you want to see. Hit Control A until you see this window. You'll notice that you'll see values here. We want to clear everything out. So we're going to go to Modify, Freeze Transformation. And you'll notice that everything here is now 0. So we're going to do that for everything. So what that does, that tricks the computer into thinking the objects were originally put there. That's where they were made, even though we moved them. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Window, Hypergraph Scene Hierarchy, Hypergraph Hierarchy. We're going to select the car stuff. And we're going to go up here and hit Control G to group. Okay, and we're going to call this group Car. This is called camel case, where the first letter of the first word is lowercase, and every letter thereafter is uppercase, and the rest are lower. So if it was car group, I don't know, go, something like that, we just want to call it car group. And we're actually going to name the stuff in here. So we're going to call this, right click, rename. We're going to call this P for polygon, car, body. Okay. We're going to say this side of the screen is left, so we're going to call this rename. We're going to call it P, left, rear, tire. Let's go ahead and select that one. Rename. We're going to call this P, right, rear, tire. Let's go ahead and do this up here. Rename, P, right, front, tire. Let's go ahead and go to this guy. Rename, P, left, front, tire. So make sure we did that right. Yep. So there's the lefts. So we're good. You don't have to name the poles because we're not going to do anything with it. So that's that. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to select this car group. I'm going to go to Modify Center Pivot. So it'll center the pivot. I'm going to bring it back a little bit. And then I'm going to go to Modify Freeze Transformation again. Make sure everything's cleared out. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to Create CV Curve Tool. And CV Curve. We're just going to go to the right view. And I'm going to make a curve. I'm going to hold Shift so it's straight. Doesn't really matter how many points you put in, just as long as you have a curve. That's good. We could have made it, curl a little bit or whatever, but we're not going to bother with that. All right. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to this little guy here and click this. Go to Animation. Let's see here. All right. Go to this animation under Settings. And make sure that your default in tangent is linear and your default out tangent is linear. If you don't do that, it'll automatically ease, meaning it'll accelerate and decelerate the model, the animation rather. We don't want that. So just make sure those two things are linear. And we're going to go to Settings. Let's go to Time Slider. Make sure your playback's set at 24 FPS. You can set it higher if you want by going to Other and typing in something, but let's just keep it at that. Okay. So let's go ahead and connect this car to this motion path. It's really easy. Select the car, Shift select the curve. You're going to need to go to your Animations menu, Constrain, Motion Path, Attach to Motion Path. Okay, and this will go through the length of the whole 120 frames, which is nice. I'm just going to take this and extend it. You might have noticed that my car isn't the right way. So how do we fix that? The way we're going to fix that is we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to our motion path, go to your attribute editor, go to right here. So you're going to click on your curve. You probably want to rename this actually. Actually, let's not. Let's just keep it the way it is. And our front axis is obviously off. So we're going to go to Y. Let's try Z. All right. And we're just going to go to inverse front. All right. And you notice that the car is sinking down, so let's just move this down a little bit. Okay. There we go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the animation. If we hit play, you'll notice that it's one smooth animation. All right? We're going to get some acceleration and easing going on, so let's go ahead and do that. This is all, and then we'll finish up the video. So we're going to go to Window, Animation Editor, Graph Editor, right there. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the car group and hit F. Go to here and hit F. This represents the motion on the linear motion on the motion path. Okay, so we're going to go to motion path 1. You'll notice there's a U value. 0.235 means we are on frame 29. That means if I took 29 and I divided by 120, I will get 0.235. Okay, so that means it's about a quarter way through the animation. Like for example, if you went at 60, you'll notice that says that's 0.50 because we have, it's a little bit more than 120 frames because we started. I don't know, it's a weird rounding error, but no worries. All right, so let's go ahead and set that up. All right, let's go ahead and go to frame 1. I'm going to just shrink this a little. Go ahead and go to frame 1. And what we're going to do is, let's go over to here. Go to where your car's right here. For me, that's frame 32. And I'm going to right click and I'm going to set a key. Now, what does that do? You'll notice that it just put a line in here. So how's that going to work? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to highlight everything. And we're going to go to Tangents, Break Tangents. So what that'll allow me to do is take this line and bring it up like this. Okay? And we're going to take this line and we're going to bring it up like that. It's a little too high, so we're going to bring it down. So what this is going to do right now, let's hit play. See that? So watch that again. Okay, that's good. So we want it to stop for a little while. So we're going to go to here and stop for a little bit. And we're going to right click and say Set Key. We're going to highlight this key and we're going to notice that we see the value of, that's frame 32 and it's 0.261. This is frame 58. We want this to be 0.261 also. Okay, so watch what's going to happen now. It's going to stop, and then it's going to go. All right, so that's good. That's how we get this. You'll notice a flat line represents a stop. Okay, so that's good. So this is everything's looking really good. We want it to accelerate here. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight this one, and we're going to do this. So that will represent an acceleration, then a stop. Let's see if we could make it a little bit higher. Okay, take this one and make it flat. Oh, we have to break the tangent. You see how when I'm moving it, they're moving together? We don't want that. Watch what's going to happen when I do this. We have to break the tangents again. So we're going to go to Tangents, and then we're going to go to Break Tangents. All right, highlight this guy, bring him flat. See how the other side now isn't moving? See that? This side is staying still. This side of the tangent is completely still, and this side is moving, which is really cool. That's exactly what we want. All right. Sometimes this gets a little finicky and it's annoying to move. That's a Maya issue, not a Mr. S issue. All right. So let's see how this looks. Okay. So in the next video, what we'll do is we'll just, we actually want it to stop there. So what we can do is we could actually take this and we can move it over to 81. All right. And then we could, actually, I don't want to rush this. So I'm going to stop the video right now. If we were to put 81 frames here, it'll go ahead and stop, but that's a little bit off. So we'll let's go ahead and put it back to 120. Let's hit Control Z here, undo, and just keep it like this for now. And then in the next video, we'll go ahead and we'll fix up this stop. Okay?